Hello YouTube, how you doing Earthlings? Right, it's external tanker clock. This is part 8. I keep on looking, I keep forgetting. Yeah, part 8. Part 8 of my AIRFIX versus Revell build-off. Let the battle continue. At the moment, AIRFIX is in the lead, but there's every chance that Revell can still come back with the final look and the transfers and the external tank and how the booster, the solid rocket boosters, I gave it to AIRFIX. Basically because of the, well, I'll go through it anyway. So yeah, actually I'm going to do that now. Go through quickly why I do believe my original thoughts that AIRFIX was correct, was best, and why I think so. Right, for starters, the AIRFIX has all these lovely lines engraved onto the surface, which the Revell doesn't have at all. The general quality of the casting is much better on the AIRFIX. These are much more defined. These sort of these barriers between the sections are much better. One thing I did give Revell a point for was having the seam line on the inside of this pipe down here, this whatever, and the AIRFIX is just straight down the middle, but then you do get the seam line down here, so you have to rub this down just as much as you do this down anyway. I'm kind of trying to do some, I haven't done any filler work on them yet. I'm just going to give them a spray of paint and then see if I need to do any touching up with filler. Also, these little booster things that take the solid rocket boosters away from the space shuttle, a la that way, they wanted them on the Revell to place them right in the middle, and that would have meant that it would have gone, the booster would have gone out to, just past the wing and had a chance of hitting the wing of the space shuttle, which isn't right. It has to go away from the booster and away from the space shuttle. So these were more correct, and also they're not in one big chunk like this. They are actually in separate 3 and a 1, like they are on the AIRFIX. I will say though, the AIRFIX doesn't have this in between them. This clamp to hold the boosters down onto the launch pad is over here, and these are without this in the middle. So that's one thing that's wrong. The AIRFIX having the nose cone just part of this booster is much better, because now I've got this seam line and this crack. I'm going to have to do some filler work on this. The detail on here is better than it is on the AIRFIX. This looks more correct to me. And also the arms that hold the booster rockets onto the external tank, this is much too long and just completely the wrong shape. It's much more like this. In fact, this is pretty much exactly how it is on the space shuttle. So it holds it much closer to the, I'm not sure how this is supposed to work, whether you're supposed to stick this right inside or whether that's supposed to be on the surface or not, but there is a groove on the side of the external tank, because I've actually had to remove one of these from the sprues already just to see the fitting of it. It's sort of, whether it goes inside or not, I'm not really sure. If it does, then that's more correct, but I'm not really sure what this bit's all about. I think maybe they go on something like that, which doesn't look too bad, I suppose, but it will go on the other side actually, because it's got to go away from the external tank. So yeah, this gubbins down the bottom as well. This area here, which isn't present on here, well it is present, but it's much further in. I've had a look at the boosters, the pictures that I can find, and it's somewhere in between these two, so I can't really yeah, there's detail on these little bits I've still got to put on. A box of AIRFIX parts that are still left. There's all these little bits here. Can my stupid fingers to fit one on. Yeah, those details, there's 4 of them that go around. No, 2. Yeah, 2 of them. Well, they're just not present on here at all. I'm going to have a look, see what they are and what they're all about. So yeah, solid rocket boosters, AIRFIX wings, definitely. I'm going to get them into paint very soon. Right, so they can go aside. And external tank time. Well, I already know who's won the external tank, and it's Revell! Yay! 1 point to Revell! I like the detail around here, which doesn't appear on the AIRFIX. You get a separate sort of nose cone pointy thing. The one downside of the Revell is they just love their big sprue connector things. I mean, look at the size of these great big things here. I mean, I couldn't break that off with all my strength. There's not a lot of it, but the AIRFIX, they're just tiny little. I mean, they're just, you know, a millimetre, and there's only a few of them. I don't quite know why they feel the need to have so much. In fact, so much so that I had to cut these off with a tool, a cutting disc, because I wouldn't be able to cut them off with any scissors, and I wasn't about to try and snap them off, so I've had to cut them off. Look at the size of them, they're like almost ½ an inch long, and there's 4 of them. Amazing. But the external tank itself is very nice, I think. Come on, it did go together before. It's got the ribbing around here, it all looks very correct. Whereas the AIRFIX, it's in many more parts. There's not as much detail on it. I mean, it looks like. Let me just have a quick look at a picture of external tanks. Going to have a look at my external tank folder. Right. Yeah, I'd say these bands down here don't actually appear on the model, on the real thing at all. It's all just sort of nice and smooth, very much like this one is. And it does have some really nice detail around here. There's a little sort of Mercedes sign there, and these other lines that go around. Yeah, I think it's a very close thing. This unfortunately got warped in the because it's a second-hand model, so I'm not going to blame anything on that. Also, I've got to work out about the bits and pieces that come with the external tank as well, how accurate these bits are. This bit goes on here, like so. I mean, I think it would be a draw with those bits. I can't really. There is one thing I would say. Actually, I think this is heading towards being a draw, actually, because there's all these extra pipes. All of the pipes that appear on the actual external tank are on here, as far as I can see. You get all of these extra pipes that go on, that fit up into the space shuttle. So if it wasn't for this not having the ribs on it, it just gives you transfers to put on there, which is terrible, horrible. But then again, it is a a 1978 vintage kit with 2002 transfers. I'll show you that they're the transfers that you get. You're supposed to put these things on there instead of actually having a relief on there. But the transfers are going to be for another video, because there's already going to be a hands down Victor there, but I'm not really it's not really going to be fair to compare a 2002 vintage set of transfers, which are particularly bad for the AIRFIX, even if I had a really good set of 2002 transfers. The quality of them is just appalling. If it was a new model I'd bought in a shop, I would have asked for a new set of transfers to be sent. But this is a 2020 era set of transfers. The kit, I think, came from 1980, and they just reissue them, don't they? They just keep on popping out new ones with new sets of transfers to a new box to make it look like a new model, and add on some booster rockets or a launch pad or a tower or something. And AIRFIX, they just keep on pumping out the same model with a new set of transfers and different colour plastic, maybe with a different box, and call it a new kit, without actually adding anything new to it. So let me have a look at my external tank for my This is the external tank for my Moonraker. I've added on the rib detail just by holding a ruler and scoring down with a sharp scalpel, and it gives you this nice relief. This is my old knackered, busted up one that I have restored and added a new bit there, and I'm not going to be adding these pipes on, I don't think, because and there's another bit here that goes up here as well, but I'm not going to be doing that. It's got an extra long pokey pointy thing on the Moonraker external tank. But I'm not talking about this. This is just how it can look if you put the ribbing on yourself. Have to rub that down a little bit more. But anyway. I'm going to give it a draw. Can I just pull it out of the bag for Revell? I don't think so. I mean, there's going to be a lot of work to get this smoothed off. A lot of this is some gubbins bit of plastic there. All of this seam line, all of the flashing, whereas this actually fits pretty well, and hopefully I won't have to do too much work down here. I'm going to try and line these up as much as possible with a bit of super glue, and then I sort of use the liquid poly to give it the chemical bond, as opposed to the mechanical bond that the super glue does. I'm going to try and line up all of this as much as possible just to keep that detail, and then these bits go on. I'm trying my best to find plus points in the Revell to give Revell a point, but well, they're going to get a point, but so are AIRFIX. be quite so much work, and I just don't think it's as accurate, the Revell one. It's quite nice moulding, tooling work done around here, I suppose. You know what, I think just for the fact that they haven't got the ribbing on here, I'm going to give it to Revell, and I've got to make it a little bit closer for Revell anyway, because I think AIRFIX are going to win in the end. I think it's 4-2 at the moment. I don't quite know how, yeah, the first one was just an introduction one to the kits, I suppose. That is right, isn't it? Let me have a quick look again. Yeah, there's been six point scoreable videos so far, and it's 4-2 to AIRFIX, I think, at the moment. So I'm going to make it 4-3 just for the fact that they've done ribbing here, and also because this is like sticking out a bit, and it's not. It's the same height as the rest of the tank here. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Revell purely just for the ribbing. Strange as well, you've got these sort of holding on brackety bits, but they're not on the Revell. Yeah, anyway, Revell wins this one. I'm amazed how long this batteries last. I've done about 4 or 5 videos of it so far. That's another 20-minute video. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and found it useful and interesting. And I will be eventually, when I can work out how to do it, doing sort of compilation videos of all my playlists. So I've got one video of all the processes in one sort of 20-minute, half-an-hour video maybe. My mate was saying I've got to do 10-minute videos, but I don't think I'm going to be able to fit enough in to be able to do 10-minute videos. Don't know, maybe. Might get sort of more views if I have them all condensed into one video. But I can't work out how to use Movie Maker. I'm going to give it a third go. Try and get my head around it when my mate comes down from Hertfordshire. He's got a bit of a filming head on him. And also I'm going to do my channel introduction video. But anyway, a sip of coffee because yummy coffee. Anyway, so very soon I'll be able to actually paint these when I finally work out what I'm doing with that gap down the side there. And then I think I'll be finishing the let me actually show you what I'm doing. That'll be nice, mate. With this big, this gap down here, I don't know what I'm going to be doing with those, to be honest. I really don't know what I'm doing. And I wish I'd left these orbital manoeuvring system pods, OMS pods, off before painting. I mean, you can just see how much filler work I've had to do on those doors. They're like chalk and cheese of the door, space shuttle door world. So I've got some upping down to do here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and start putting the white coat on these two, because the base coat is going to be white, white, with grey and black and different coloured blacks, etc., and then the transfers. And yeah, anyway, thank you for watching, take care and be safe out there. Goodbye. Come on, you can stop now if you want.